Hello, it's Ricardo and welcome back to Star Trek Online. This Redshift mission, a mirror universe mission, we're going to get to meet a Borgified Janeway. We're going to be crossing into different universes. There's going to be an awful lot of lore heavily impermeated into this. Typically, we're going to spend most of our time as a mirror commander, but let's take a look and see what Janeway's got to say for herself in the Redshift introduction.
The Terrans hit us pretty hard today. Several of our ships are in trouble. See what you can do to help out. We'll talk more once we have everyone out of harm's way.
So here what we're going to be doing is zipping around and rendering aid to some of the stricken Starfleet vessels in this particular sector. They're going to call out for help when we move within transporter range for them, and we're going to offer them a little bit of aid, because that's what we do here in Star Trek Online. Quite simplistic, but good for the story.
Away teams received.
This is the Juno. We've lost main power. Any engineering support would be helpful.
So now we need a bit of engineering support over on the starship Juno as well. Now, this is a mission of mercy. We are rendering aid here at this first part, and you can see how the bigger ships have got a really slow turn here as well. So, you know, I'm quite early on in the game here. I haven't really had any additional engineering done to the ships or any other modules.
Thanks. We'll get your people back to you as soon as we have things under control.
This is Chief Engineer Jarrett of the Akron. We're out of time. Our warp core is going critical, and we can't eject it. We need to evacuate now.
Evacuate as many people as possible from the Akron before their warp core breaches.
There's 2 more groups to beam out. I'll buy you as much time as I can. The last of us are ready for transport. Hurry! The core's about to breach!
That's everyone. Get to a safe distance.
The Akron treated us well. I'm going to miss her and her captain.
So that's our saving all done. On to the main part of the game, no doubt.
Losing the Akron wasn't easy to watch, but you saved the survivors on board. That's what matters the most. Well done. This situation is getting complicated, and officers like you can help me get to the bottom of things. Let's meet on Voyager to go over this in person.
So, quite nice. We've been eased into it, so to speak. Now we've got to sort of get ourselves over to Voyager and meet up with Janeway. Admiral Janeway. No longer a captain. Now she's the Admiral, but still in her old ship. You would think she would not want to be anywhere near that, would you? You think you'd be sick of the sight of the inside of that ship. Christ, I would be, wouldn't you?
Granted. I'll meet you in the transporter room.
So welcome back. Look at us beaming towards Voyager. Ooh, and here's Janeway.
There's a lot to discuss and very little time to do so. Walk with me. I'll get you up to speed on the way to the conference room. Here's what we know so far.
Now this bit, to be honest with you, I found a little bit irritating because she doesn't quite keep up. She walks at her own pace, does Janeway, and we've got to follow on. I mean, I will say that Voyager's internal does look nice. That quintessential grey that was all in around that time. It looks every piece of the warship that it does on television. And we're off to the bridge, and here we are. Over to the conference room, just through that little door, just down there. The bridge does look quite nice. Not many of the old familiar faces, but the bridge is rendered fantastically. And now we're going to get a hell of a lot of talkiness. What Star Trek Online is really famous for. So straight away we've got Admiral Lita, we've got Admiral Janeway, we've got us.
We believe this attack is related to an earlier incident involving the Terrans in the Izar system. They raided a secret research station there and stole a large amount of classified data. While that data was eventually recovered, Starfleet intelligence believes the Terrans found what they were looking for beforehand, and it led them here, to Jupiter Station. I'm bringing in a consultant to assist with this briefing. Someone with first-hand experience of the incident at Jupiter Station.
You're gonna love this. Told ya.
If you're finished gawking, believe me, I don't want to be here any more than you do. Let's get this over with. 14 hours ago, I led a Terran strike force operation to Jupiter Station. All right, let's get started.
And now, after all of this, after some 6 to 10 minutes, right, we get to actually start playing the game. But we've flipped to the mirror universe, which is alright, isn't
The
it?
operation is about to commence. We've entered Federation space undetected, thanks to security codes obtained by Imperial agents. By the time we drop out of warp in the Sol system, it'll be too late for the defenders of Jupiter Station.
This plan is reckless, even for you, Marshal. We're not dealing with a legion of witless cyborgs here, and I'd rather not end up in a Starfleet prison for the rest of my days. Or, you know, dead.
Your position is noted, Captain. Perhaps you'd like to voice your concerns to the Emperor? It is his plan, after all. No? Anyone? I didn't think so.
Fortune, as they say, favors the bold. If we succeed today, the favor of the Emperor will be ours. So, please, summarize our mission objectives, Marshal.
Very well, Inquisitor. Listen closely. Once we arrive at Jupiter Station, we'll offer them the chance to surrender. They may show their bellies without firing a shot. If not, we'll deal with them and board the station. We will find the Emperor's prize, secure it, and return to our universe, and the great reward that awaits us there.
It's about time.
It's like I'm really surprised Janeway hasn't given that Tilly a good old slap, to be perfectly honest. You know she's aiming for it. Anyway, all the talky bit is done. We're now going to be people of action. Again, 8 minutes in, we haven't really done much. We've gone here, we've heard about all the story. We're back on the bridge of the Voyager, but the mirror image Voyager. I've gone the wrong way to the turbo lift, so that must be the toilet. And here's the turbo lift, and away we go. So, out we go, into the transporter room. You got it. And we're going to have an assassination attempt on our life now. You watch this. I didn't know what was actually happening.
Do recall that Marshal Janeway does not suffer fools.
Here he comes.
And we are on her vessel.
You're not going anywhere but the grave.
I think not. Traitor.
Let's give him a good thumping.
Been in your shadow long enough.
Yeah, have that. Bit of a slashing with the knife.
Shut up. Fight.
This is the good thing about, you know, the Empire. You've been given a blade.
Time for you to
Quite good
die.
close combat. Well, that's been done.
Aw, look at the mess you made. The Marshal's gonna get cranky.
Bravo! Well fought. 3 cheers for...
Stop! Kamarke, we're not doing that. An assassination attempt before breakfast? Rude. Nice to see I'm not the only one who's tried to end you, Inquisitor. Unlike that idiot, I live to tell the tale. And hey, you got that sweet voice box out of the deal.
Yes, you tried, and you failed. Fortunately for you, I'm a loyal servant of the Emperor. Because he wishes it, you're still standing. Should that change?
Believe me, if we get to that bridge, I'll be the one blowing it up underneath you. But for now, the Emperor says we have to play nice, so this is me, playing nice. See you at Jupiter Station. Unless your yeoman puts a shiv in your back on the way.
The Defiant is ready to receive you, Inquisitor. Step onto the transporter pad when you're ready.
Jupiter Station. I am Marshal Catherine Janeway of the Terran Empire. Surrender, and your lives will be spared. Resistance, as the saying goes, is futile. Make the smart choice.
Request denied, Marshal. I'd advise you to surrender while you're still able to do so.
A predictable response, Marshal.
Inquisitor, I have
suggest we
17
teach them the
cases of
error
Romulan ale
of
that
their
say
ways.
we're earning
My
the
crew
most
and I
glory
stand ready to
today.
lead the charge. Make it 20 and you're on.
Done. You got a little good luck scoring even a single kill in that little bucket of failure.
We'll see about that.
Enough. Inquisitor, the honor is yours. Teach them a lesson they'll never forget. Those who manage to survive, anyway.
So finally we actually get to have the phasers out, to be perfectly honest. So we're flying towards, as a mirror image, Empire ship towards Starfleet ships, and we've broken through and we're there attacking Jupiter Station. So all this is typically about what happened 14 hours ago. We're giving them a good old pasting, which made me realise how good the Defiant class ships really are, to be perfectly honest. They tear through some of these ships like just like ripping paper. Anyway, all that aside, I quite enjoyed this part of the game. Lots of explosions going on, lots of things breaking down. We've disabled everybody, and you get a little bit of an idea of the tactics of what, you know, evil Admiral Janeway is doing. Marshal Janeway, in fact, as she's called here. You got black holes and rents in space opening and all that malarkey. Either way, it's good. It's a good bit of fun. It's a good bit of space combat. And once we've cleared everybody up and all these defense turrets, and we've cleared out all those ships, we're going to go and attack that station. And by attacking that station, well, you know, it's the way the cookie crumbles. They didn't surrender, so we're going to have to give them the good old quantum torpedoes and other phases as well. Either way, good little bit of gameplay this. I quite enjoyed it. This ship is much better than one that I've currently got.
You killed a lot of good people out there. And for what? What the hell do you want?
You'll find out soon enough, Commander. Surrender and prepare to be boarded.
Marshal Janeway, I request a ceasefire to conduct rescue operations.
He's stalling, buying time for reinforcements to arrive. The Empire doesn't negotiate with prey. Let's knock down their shields and take what we came here for.
This insolence of yours is getting tiresome, Captain. Remember your place, or I will gut you like a fish and kick your carcass out of the nearest airlock. What is it, Inquisitor?
We're reading several Starfleet vessels approaching at high warp, Marshal. They'll be here in moments.
Battle stations. Fire to disable. If Starfleet is so concerned about rescue operations, let's give them something to rescue. It'll keep any more would-be reinforcements occupied.
Tactical. Fire to disable.
So a brief bit of talky-talky and the lasers are back out, aren't they? Because reinforcements have arrived and we're going to take them out and disable them, thus creating a distraction for any other reinforcement forces that come in, because they'll be on about rescuing everybody else as opposed to doing us a bit of damage. Quite a few materials to pick up here as well. And once that's done, it's on to attack the main space station, which isn't too difficult, to be perfectly honest with you.
You won't get away with this. Whatever you're after.
Called it. He needs to be broken. Or killed. I'm good, I think.
Very well. We'll disable the station. But I warn you, if the Emperor's prize is damaged or lost, I'll kill each of you myself. Slowly. An agonizer boost at maximum setting will feel like mercy by the time I'm done with you. Do I make myself clear?
There's a price for defying the Terran Empire, and I am here to the left. Tactics, concentrate fire on their habitat net.
Ooh, look at this. We got the phasers out and everything. We're giving that Jupiter station a right old pasting. And they deserve it. Let's face it. They didn't surrender. They deserved it. And once that's done, we can then beam aboard and start the on-foot combat side of things.
Time to do what we came to do. Let's beam down to the station and take the Emperor's prize. Prepare yourselves. We've got their backs to the wall, and something tells me they won't go down without a fight.
As we planned then, 2 teams. Team 1's objective is to disrupt their security systems through sabotage. Team 2 will gain access to critical systems and take control of them.
Once that's done, we can use their transporters to beam directly to where the Emperor's prize is located, and take it. Try not to get roughed up by a bunch of scientists and lab assistants.
Let's get moving, Inquisitor.
As you wish, Marshal.
Now, to be fair, I did find this a bit tedious. And when you think about this whole mission, this Redshift mission, you know, it throws you into the mirror universe, right? And it's a bit of a disorientating situation. You find yourself as this Terran operative, the Inquisitor, you know, and the mission takes an even stranger turn when you get this half-Borgified Janeway as well, which is quite good. It's a good twist. However, you know, when we haven't really got our normal captain skills and the powerful ship that you would normally do, the Defiant is quite good and quite a good shift as well. Apparently, this mission is meant to be known for its difficulty, even for seasoned Star Trek Online players, though even though I found it a little bit laborious with the weapons that I had, I did manage to have some pretty good pickups. It does also give you a glimpse into the Terran Empire. The mission offers a glimpse into that ruthless nature of the Terran Empire. We've already had an assassination attempt, and that Captain Tilly, whatever her name is, she's just begging for a good old slap, to be perfectly honest with you, and she's out to further her career and probably even take down even the higher echelons of the Empire.
We won't fail you.
In all, it's quite a memorable mission.
Ugh. Let's go, Camarque. You know, when you're done kissing the Marshal's backside.
Enough. Someone get these doors open.
What I did find, however, was at some stages the map hadn't updated to show me where the bloody hell I was going. Obviously, it has over there now. You know, there's a point that I've got to go over there. I've just noticed. There you go. That's the door that I want, apparently. No dramas. We'll just fiddle with the pad, and we're going to be through.
Got it. Ready when you are, Marshal.
More people to get the phasers out to. Yes, they've all been phasered. And even at this level, with this weapon that I've got here, I found, well, you know, it's a bit laborious. And that's why I think this game lacks. It lacks that true sort of like first-person shooter aspect of things. And some of the weapons are a bit dubious. That's quite a fun effect, man, giving you a little bit of a pain blast. But this goes on for quite some time, it has to be said.
I'll reconfigure the isolinear chips here.
All these force fields that then have to be, you know, taken down or negotiated around. Ooh, we're going to pull their isolinear chips, I bet you. Reroute their EPS conduits, or whatever's going to bloody well happen by you. Anything to get that force field down. So we are, look, phasers out. Getting our 15% buff. Shooting them all. Yeah, have that. Go on, Janeway. Get a move on.
We're almost there. Stand by.
Commander, do not let them seize control of that station under any circumstances.
And all the way through this, we're getting constant beef, aren't we? We're getting all that chit-chat off the other team and other people as well. Constant chit-chat. Giving it added a little bit of extra story.
Cover me while I work.
Clock's ticking. Still haven't heard the explosion. Having troubles?
Not as many as you'll have if you don't stop distracting us.
Right, we can finally get in here now and plant some charges. And as we're doing that, people are going to be constantly beamed into this room. And let's face it, you know, my partner in this isn't the most prolific person to get the job done. They're kind of doing alright, like, you know, but I'm here to set some charges and to blow some stuff up. Don't get me wrong, that's all well and good, right? But at least have my back and shoot the rest of the people who beam in you. That's all I'm saying. This part of the gameplay, it's okay, you know, it could have been a little bit better, but we're working with what we got. And there's an enormous amount of combat medics that are being thrown into these combat areas as well. In fact, mostly combat medics. Where's all the soldiers? I'm sure there's a Star Trek bit of information where it's like, oh well, Jupiter 1's only got combat medics. Okay then. I just like turn up and go, haha, I've arrived. Deal with that. So I did. Not forgetting that melee. You've got to use the melee side of things. Come on, Janeway, get the phasers out.
Get to a safe position. Move!
Right, brilliant. That's all been done. We can move on now.
Nice kaboom! We intercepted their security.
Good. Once you take their internal sensors offline, we can move undetected. For now, drop the security fields.
Sure, if you ask me nicely.
Captain, you are on dangerously thin ice here. Get that security field down now. Inquisitor, there's a Jeffries tube nearby. We'll use it to go between decks.
This is such a load of chit-chat.
All right,
Do you know what I mean? Nothing wrong with a bit of chit-chat, don't get me wrong. But, good grief. And here I am again, looking for the door. Now, I should be following my map at the top right-hand side as well, mind you, but sometimes I just forget about
Watch
it.
out!
Oh look, more people have beamed in and just stood there. No worries. Have a little bit of, I don't know, a bit of a zapping. Okay, so Janeway's holding her own, fair enough. Now let's get round there, and I dare say there's going to be a Jeffries tube. Woo, up the Jeffries tube.
Why'd they cancel Red Alert when there's
And yet again, more people to shoot who are just stood around.
That's a mystery you'll never solve, I'm afraid.
Right, so we've got to get to, I think, turbo lift control. And that's one of those things, right? We'll take out everybody in the transporter room. We just stood around, not even transporting anywhere, right? Now, we have to get to turbo lift control, because when we get in here, they lock us out of the transporter system.
Right. Beam us directly to the medical ward.
Energizing. Something's wrong here.
What's the holdup? We need to get out of here before Starfleet overruns our position.
Starfleet's adapted their security protocols. We're locked out of the transporter controls. Time to go to Plan B. Get to the hub as fast as you can.
Perfect. I love running.
So now he's got to go and try and find the lifts and turn the lifts back on. Which doesn't sound very exciting, but it really is an ache. This particular part of the mission. They just keep coming and coming and coming and coming, no matter how many times you shoot them. I mean, this goes on for nearly 40 minutes, to be perfectly honest with you. And you've got to think, well, okay, when is enough with the combat as to detract from what the story is? And it's a pretty good story so far, you know, as things go. It's like more doors to open. Like this central hub scene we've got here. Oh my god.
Commander, we've got more contacts.
It really is. I mean, look at them all. Look at them all. And like, and we don't die.
Tight spot.
Let's fight our way to the other.
But here we are. We're giving them a damn good phasering. That's what we're going to be doing. And we're going to then eventually split teams and move on to the next section.
What took you so long? Did you stop to replicate some coffee on the way?
Fighting now. Coffee later.
Clear for now, Marshal.
Time to change things up a bit. Inquisitor, you and Tilly will get us access to the turbo lifts. Kumarke and I will focus on disabling the security lockups. Once that's done, we should be able to get to the medical ward using turbo lifts. We'll rendezvous there.
Interesting that the Marshal pulled that little team switch. What do you think she's up to?
So we're now paired up with Captain Killy. Perhaps one of the most annoying